go live button, so we'll give it 30 seconds.
We confirm that we are up and get the live chat going.
Sounds good.
All right, Dale, we're good.
Hey, everybody. It's Dale Jr. Live here on the YouTube channel, Dirty Mo Media. Our Ask Junior part of our podcast for Xfinity. Glad you guys are here. Leah's here to help get the questions going. Mike's here as well to pitch in the conversation. So let's get started, Leah.
All right. First question, we're going to go with the one that we got asked the most this week. Everyone wants to know what your plan is for an Xfinity race with the extended revised schedule coming out. What are you doing?
We're still going to go run Homestead. I'm going to run the Saturday race. There's two races, Xfinity races at Homestead, one on Saturday, one on Sunday. I'm going to run the Saturday one. Why am I not running both? We have agreements in place for drivers to run all the other races. I'm filling in. I'm going to run one race, and all the other races are spoken for. So we will probably use the same car as long as I don't tear it up. But we will be ready if we need a backup, I suppose. But should be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be middle of the afternoon at Homestead in July or June or whatever. So it's going to be hot. Not sure I'm looking forward to that part, but I know that I enjoy a hot, slick racetrack and putting that car right on the wall. So that's probably where we're going to be spending most of the day trying to find some speed. So we'll make it work. We'll sweat and lose a lot of pounds and have some fun.
All right. Next question from Higgy talking about that actually. That he said that the drivers didn't look absolutely wiped out after yesterday's race, but will fatigue play a factor on Wednesday or even on Sunday 600 miles with these shorter breaks in between races?
I think it might creep into your head a little bit, especially at Charlotte. Probably not so much for Darlington, but when your car's not fast, you get to thinking about those things and allow your mind to sort of wander off of the focus at hand. I think that that's a long race. Charlotte it's not so much tough physically as it is mentally. Your concentration level, trying to stay at peak concentration level for 4 hours when really you're stressing yourself to do it for 3 hours, which is the typical length of most of our races. Well, when you run that 600 miler, you got to go a little bit further, a little bit longer. Your body and your mind really not conditioned for that. You've had a lot of time off. Now you're going to try to cram a lot of racing into a very short period of time. So I wouldn't be surprised to see some of those guys get out of the car and just be mentally worn down. Maybe not physically, visually, but I think by they're going to go home and just kind of check out.
Sloppy Chad wrote in on Twitter and he wants to know, with Myrtle Beach announcing it'll be shutting down, do you plan on taking a late model down there and giving it one final ride around the place?
No, I probably won't. It's a racetrack that I spent a lot of time at in the mid 90s. We raced there for about 3 or 4 years. And there's been a lot of talk about the track and staying open and what it was going to become and all this stuff. And I think, this has kind of all led up to an inevitable future for the track. And I wish it was going to stay open forever, but I feel that way about all these racetracks, and some of them are more successful at it than others. And apparently the land value is just too good to pass up as far as being able to turn it into whatever their plans are, versus what they would be able to do in revenue for, keeping the track open. So I feel like the track's successful. It works. It does what it operates well, but the land value, I think, in that particular space has always been sort of the driving force behind the rumors and conversations about what would happen to the track eventually. So, and this pandemic has probably not helped, in keeping the track open beyond this year.
Dominic Wild says there's been speculation that street races could be joining the NASCAR schedule. So, which city would you like to see a NASCAR street race in?
Oh man, that's a good question. You know, I don't know. I mean, I think we'd probably be looking at existing racetracks that have had a lot of success and a place where, you know, we would be able to draw a nice crowd and showcase, you know, what we can do or what our cars can do. That's a tough one though, but you know, there's a lot of options. There's a lot of people going to throw a lot of things on the table, but I haven't put enough thought into it really to come down to, you know, what track I'd like to go to. Mike, do you have any kind of feedback on that? Or
I was just thinking San Francisco because they get those hills. It would be a little Dukes of Hazzard to it. But
yeah, no, I don't know.
You know, they got that street that does that zigzag.
Yeah.
I know. I can't take anything seriously, but no, for real though. I mean, I would pick a city that we are completely not in that market. So start with that aspect and try to at least start integrating parts of the country that maybe they would be more receptive to than others.
Yeah, people on YouTube, you know, Long Beach, St. Petersburg, Portland. Those are some of the things that are
Portland.
coming in
See, that would be cool, right? I mean,
yeah, I think Portland would be great.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Eric Smits, of all the cars you have raced, do you have a favorite or one that means the most to you?
Oh man. Well, I won my first late model stock race at Myrtle Beach in 1994, I think. Maybe it was 93. But that car is over at DEI. We sort of restored it for the most part. And it's sitting over at DEI. That car means a lot to me. I assume that the 2004 Daytona 500 winners over there too, which that's got to be a great car. Rick's got the 2014 Daytona 500 winner. Rick has that over at his place, and that car will always be special to me. The last race that I ran at Homestead, we have that car. It's over at the Hall of Fame with the beer cans in the trunk. You know, I mean, I don't know if one car is high above or more important than most, but there's a couple right there that I know are around, that I know are still out there, and I hope they'll always be. I guess I don't have my hands on every single one of them, so I can't take care of them, but I hope that somebody's taking care of them.
Our next question coming from Corey, watching live on YouTube. What advice would you give for someone new to car setups in iRacing?
Man, so there's a website called Virtual Racing School, and it's a subscription website, but I've used it when it comes to, if you're going to run any open setup official races, especially on the road courses. For me, I have no time to be building setups or trying to find speed. I have zero times, right? So I spend a lot of time in the fixed setup part of the service racing on the oval side. But if I want to go run a race on the road course side that's open, I subscribe to Virtual Racing School, and they have setups. They also have video tutoring and so forth about how to drive the track, the line, and the drivers, the people that are tutoring you are successful, quality individuals in the service that are customers as well. So, and I found the setups to be, for the most part, pretty competitive. I mean, you're going to have to adjust a few things for your style or what you like or don't like. But I've used that service to sort of help me enjoy the sim a lot more and be able to do a lot more things in the sim, as opposed to a lot of guys get in the sim and they kind of huddle into one space and they only really enjoy about 10% of what's available. And so I would encourage people to try to branch out more. And that's what I've tried to do over the last couple of months, is really try everything, and try to push myself to drive cars maybe that I wouldn't typically think about trying. But that virtual racing school, I think they got a good service.
There's a guy on here, Kevin. He says he got to race with you the other day and he was nervous. All right, guys.
I was nervous too, Kevin.
That's it for today.
Kevin, you make him nervous.
Everybody said, when I get in those races, everybody's like, "Don't wreck Dale," and I'm like, "You watch me, I'm gonna wreck myself. Don't you worry."
That's awesome. All right, that's it for today.